Namaste, Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. Remember, if you're fit and fine, you can take better care of your loved ones. So today I'm going to talk about certain signs, that you in some ways or the other hate yourself, you're not happy about yourself, right? So these are some of the signs that we should look out, you know and if these signs exist in us, we should definitely do something about it. Just by sitting idle and not doing anything about it, I don't think it's going to help on the long run. So now, what are these signs that we hate ourselves or you hate yourself? So first sign that shows that we hate ourselves is that we tend to tear ourselves down. We tend to tear everything. We don't see us as a whole, as a one whole individual unique functioning unit. We start tearing things inside of us, like how we are judged, how we are treated by others. That begins to create an image about our own selves inside our own minds, the way how we are treated by the others. Plus the situations and circumstances that we face, we start generalizing that, okay, fine, I'm like this, I'm like that, I deserve this, I deserve that. So there is too over analysis rather, or over critiquing one's own self, a lot of self-deprecating thoughts, and all of this together, you can say that it really tears you down. So if there are these signs, one of the most primary signs are that you keep tearing yourself down. I don't deserve this, I don't look good, I look ugly, I'm not that rich, they are better, I'm inferior. No, everyone is unique and everyone is special in his or her own way. So stop tearing yourself down. It's just that you have to work on your own self at deeper level, and things will be sorted. The next sign that one should look out for is you feel insecure around others. Sometimes, see, our society is such that we stereotype a lot of things, and when we don't to fit into that norm, the stereotypical norm, then we are made to feel as if we are out of the box, or we don't fit in, or we are some alien, or we are not normal. So you need to understand these kind of based on how we are treated, we tend to start seeing things in that way. We start building up a perception about the world based on how we are treated, right? So and because of that, often when we are not treated that well, we develop these insecurities, right? And because of this insecurity, what happens is we do fail in a lot of things. And insecurity, of course, it leads to jealousy, it leads to anger, it leads to a lot of ego conflict. So yes, insecurity doesn't help, instead it ruins a lot of things. So yes, those people who are or who don't love themselves, I wouldn't use the word hate, but as a matter of fact, these are the signs that you hate yourself. You have that deep set insecurities, and because of that, you don't feel okay when you're with others. Or maybe let's put it this way: each individual is different and unique. Not everyone can be the same, like clones or zombies, right? So the moment you feel as if someone is different, or you look different, or you behave different, then you get those indications that, okay, I'm not like them, and that's when the insecurity kicks in. Yeah, because insecurity doesn't kick in out of the blue. It's how others constantly keep making us feel in that way, and that is how insecurity builds up. It's not just that one fine day I wake up and I'm insecure about things. No, it's the surrounding around me that makes me feel insecure, right? So that is something that we need to think about. And apart from that, the next point is that we or you neglect self-care. See, self-care is very essential, and if you see, in a lot of my other videos also I do talk about self-care. Now, what is self-care? Self-care is basically to take care of yourself. Now, how do you take care of yourself? By wearing good clothes, by living in a safe society, secure society, or by having lots of money? No. Self-care is when you consciously do and make efforts to do the right thing, like eating right food which is good for your health, right? Following good personal hygiene so that you feel clean, you feel good, wearing good clothes so that you feel more confident and you feel more happy, surrounding yourself with more positive people, getting into positive habits, yeah, and also not getting into emotional eating, or getting into obsessive compulsive kind of activities just to find ways to escape. So self-care itself is very essential, and when a person is not focused on self-care, like they don't take care of the nails, they don't take care of themselves, that means that you are just very disconnected from the fact that you are essential part in the entire game that you are into. You are an integral part, you are an important player, and if you don't take care of your own self, I mean, like, you're not going to play well. So I mean, and if you are not taking care of yourself, how can others take care of you, right? So think about it. I mean, like, it's all us, it's not the others. So yes, those who ignore self-care, it means that there is something underlying in or around them, and they're not happy about themselves, or they hate themselves. Now, and the next point that I would want to come up is that those people who are I mean, into not loving themselves or just hating themselves, they are they never let themselves be happy. See, happiness is right here. Happiness is right here. If you want to feel happy, any smallest thing can make you feel happy. And if you just want to feel miserable, trust me, even if you are in the best of the best environment and place, you would still keep feeling miserable. So it is on us. So constantly ruminating over past, ruminating over how others treated you, not giving closure, we tend to just keep on building more negative thoughts, more negative emotions inside of us, and that keeps attracting more negative situations and emotions outside as well. So we need to understand that we need to start giving us the happiness that we need. And no one is responsible for my happiness, no one is responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness, I am responsible for my happiness. Yeah, I mean, no one from the sky will come and do something for me. I'll have to do it myself. And I am the only sole person responsible for my happiness. If somebody does it for me, I mean, it's okay, it's an add-on happiness. But primarily, I have to take a stand and keep myself happy. No one else will keep me happy. Yeah, so in a way, that causes a lot of resentment when we start expecting from others. No, everything is in our hand, and trust me, we can create whatever we want in this life. So that is also one of the points that people don't love themselves, or they in fact hate themselves, is that they never let themselves be happy. They are all the time surrounded by stress, and trust me, these stresses are very silly. I'll maybe talk about in some other video in future I'll make, and I'll talk about it, how people are so fixated to negative emotions that they build a castle around it, and they start dwelling in that castle of all negative emotions. So I'll talk about it later. Now let's go to the next sign. Now the next sign is that you don't love yourself, is that you tend to isolate yourself. Now by isolation I mean a toxic isolation. Now this isolation can be isolation from all good habits, isolation from self-care, Isolation is just not that you are being in a room or confined to a room. No, isolation from good things, isolation from good habits, isolation from good content, isolation from good people, isolation from good talks, isolation from some good music, isolation from some good habits and good activities. So when you tend not to like yourself, you tend to isolate yourself. For example, I'm really fond of getting my foot massaged and my hands massaged, and on and off I go and treat myself and my partner. So if you see, if I isolate myself, I like being pampered, but if I start isolating myself from being pampered, it would somewhere or the other not help me feel good. Yeah, these are very small things. If for example I really want to, I crave to eat healthy food, and if I isolate myself from eating healthy food and just eat junk, am I doing the right thing to my body? No. So isolating ourselves from the good things is definitely something that we need to look into, because see, one thing we need to understand is that isolating oneself from toxicity is fine. Everyone has the right and everyone should consciously do it. Isolate from toxicity, isolate from dysfunctionality, isolate from substance abuse, isolate from OCD habits and triggers. Those are healthy isolations. But the isolation that I'm talking about here is, even there are good things which we isolate ourselves from. So we need not do that, not isolate from the good things, isolate from the bad things. That's absolutely healthy and absolutely good, and everyone should practice. But isolating from good things, I mean, like isolating yourself from good books, isolating yourself from reading good things, isolating from, going for a walk, isolating yourself from having a good sleep. What does it do? It's ruining you. If you're isolating yourself from all these basic things which is going to enhance you and improve you, you are just ruining yourself, some way or the other. So, I mean, at this point was that, and I mean, like maybe I took a little longer to explain it in detail because often people have confusion about things. So it's better to add in more clarity. Isolate from the wrong things, but don't isolate from the right things, right? If there is a healthy platter, salad platter in front of you, so I mean, don't isolate yourself from eating that and jump onto, a burger or McD or whatever. Once in a while, it's fine, but don't make it a habit. At least stick to something which is going to positively, eat consciously, do consciously. That's the point. Sleep well, eat well, wear well, talk well, think well, surround yourself with good. That is it. So this is what isolation is all about. Isolate yourself from the toxic, but surround yourself with goodness around you. And trust me, it helps. I also went in isolation from toxic people. I had a lot of flaws. I had a lot of flaws because of my depression, my anxiety, and a lot of things, PTSD, and a lot of things happened in my life. But there was a point where I was not loving myself, and I had isolated myself from everything good. But after finding love again, after exploring my own self, now I feel that okay, I did not do justice to my body. I did not do justice to my soul and mind, that I isolated myself from the right things. Now when I have isolated myself from all the wrong things, I feel good. That isolation was healthy. Toxic people gone, toxic food gone, toxic habit gone, everything is gone. Everything is good, 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 good. Yeah. So now moving on to the next point is that you don't love yourself. One more sign is that you put up with others' shit. You put up and you try and build a facade for others also. So if someone is living a lie, you tend to also get into it and you start promoting that lie, that lie is actually good. When you are getting into a very irrational approach towards things and you start supporting lies, and you start building up a facade of lies. Just be yourself. If someone has to love you, they will love you. Why do you have to build up a facade, right? Some people, I mean, like most of the people, those who suffer from histrionic personality disorder, they have a problem of grandioseness. They put up a grandiose image in front of people. Oh, we are so grand. And what does it do? And why do you need that? If you're grand, it will show, right? Grandioseness comes with your behavior, your thought, and your attitude. Grandioseness doesn't come by constantly behind the screen building up things to make yourself look grand and expecting people to respect you. No, grandioseness doesn't come from that. Grandioseness is innate and it's inside of you, and you have to express it if you have it inside of you. If you don't have it, you can't build up a fake castle. It is going to fall. So that is the next point, that don't put up with others shit, and don't get into supporting and encouraging or building up facade of lies for others. Everyone has to handle their own thing in life. You can't do anything for anyone, trust me. First you have to do it for yourself, then your loved ones, if at all you have, and that's it. But you can't do it for everyone. So I mean, the point that I want to make here is that start living a substantial life rather than following social norms, those fake hypocrite social norms. It's not going to help. It's as it is shallow, and it is just a system to control. So don't stick to it. Just be yourself. You'll be much more happy, and don't put up with others' lie. I mean, let them handle it. You take care of yourself, and if you feel that it's toxic, then just get over with it and get away with it. So that is the point. The other point that I wanted to mention here is that because of this, hatred towards yourself or hatred towards ourselves, or signs that we don't love ourselves, one more thing that we need to see is that we are constantly afraid to dream big. Yeah, so dream big is already an indicator that you have a lot of blocks. You have a lot of hurdles that is just keeping you away from dreaming big. See, there is a very old say, if you want to reach the sky, you reach the treetop. If you want to reach the treetop, you don't reach anywhere. So, you have to aim higher, right? So, if your aim is sky, then you might reach the treetop. But if your aim is only the treetop, you might not reach there. So aim high, think big, and dream big, and things will sort out in life. But if you're just if you have a lot of preconceived notions, social conditioning, and you're worried about the society and etiquettes and blah 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 blah, and that means people will make you feel however they want you to feel. You need to feel the way how you want to feel. Others shouldn't be in the charge, or others should not be in the driving seat. You should be there. You should drive and take your emotions the way how you want, not others. So yes, you shouldn't be afraid of dreaming big. See, dreaming big gives you a lot of motivation, and these motivations gives you a lot of this zeal and enthusiasm and courage and strength to further go and pursue. But if you are so restricted, and if you cannot let your imagination go wild, or if you cannot let yourself imagine, or even think or dream big, I don't think you're going to go anywhere. Not that I don't think big. I do think big, but my thinking big is not that sitting with Rockefeller or Rothschild or all of that. No, my thinking big is, if I'm sitting in a fan today, maybe tomorrow I want to sit in an AC room. If I'm sitting in an AC room, maybe I want to sit in a AC house, entire house that is air conditioned. It should be very believable, and it should be very achievable. You should be convinced. So those kind of dreams are good. Suppose if I'm eating something healthy today, maybe I would want to try some more Mediterranean healthy food. Maybe the next day I would want to try some other tropical, healthy food, and all of that. So the point that I want to make across is that don't limit yourself because of the conditioning and because of how others treat you or make you feel. Don't be scared to dream big. Yeah. So now these are the points I would repeat again. The points that you hate yourself. Number one is that you just keep tearing yourself down, being overcritical about yourself, and not being forgiving about yourself. So yes, that is point number one. Point number two is you feel insecure around others. Number 3 is that you neglect self-care. Self-care is very essential. Even if you see that your mother is neglecting or if your father is neglecting, please educate them. Self-care, you yourself, taking care of yourself is very essential. Yeah. One cannot keep on doing things for others and expect others to make them feel good. You have to go out there and do things for yourself as well. Yeah. So that is one of the points. Apart from that, you don't let yourself be happy. So no, we all deserve to be happy. You can't confiscate that right from yourself of not being happy. And the next point is that you tend to isolate. You tend to isolate yourself from everything. Isolate yourself, but isolate from toxicity, bad things. Don't isolate yourself from good things, good books, good content, good food, good life, good thoughts. Why should you isolate yourself from that too? Expose yourself to those things and isolate from the toxic. That is the only key if you want to have a happy and a great life ahead. The other point is that you put up with others' lies, and you put up with other you help others in their facade of lies. Don't do that. Let others do their crap, you handle yours. You are not here to keep doing things for others. You are here to do things for yourself. And the last one is, please, please, please don't stop yourself from dreaming big. You keep dreaming big. You have to dream big, and trust me, think about these points and try working on it. Life will become easier. It's not going to become easier like this, but it'll take time, and gradually you'll have more clarity. So don't give up. You have a good life. Be strong and keep moving forward. Yeah, so in case if you have any experience, you can always comment below. Till then, please do like, share, subscribe the channel, and please, 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 before loving others, start loving yourself. Bye.